All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's Strength and Powers. I've got a couple interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I have for you guys is about superstar Billy Graham, former WWE, WWF superstar. He was also the training partner of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and considered by many to have one of the best physiques in the history of professional wrestling. Just the sheer size of this guy, his height, his weight, the fact that he was a bodybuilder and a powerlifter prior to and during his professional wrestling career. He is a true legend of professional wrestling and really a legend in bodybuilding too, being a training partner of Arnold Schwarzenegger. So superstar Billy Graham recently put out a video on this Hannibal TV YouTube channel where he appears to be not exactly in the best health. So he's in his mid-70s now, so he's getting kind of up there. And in this video where he's doing this interview talking about his health issues, you can really tell, that he's really struggling and he's really in pain and his breathing is really labored, and his speaking seems very labored, and he just seems like he's in pain just sitting there. And he goes on to say in this interview that he needs a hip replacement, which is going to cost, I think he said like $82,000. But he says that Medicare is going to be covering a significant portion of that. And in addition to the hip replacement, apparently he also has some major issues going on with his heart that he's also going to need surgery on to be repaired. Something about the veins in his legs are starting to close up, and the blood and the fluid is not getting out of his calves and his feet because of the strain on his pulmonary system. So in this interview, he kind of makes a plea to wrestling fans or bodybuilding fans or just fans in general of him to donate to his GoFundMe. So I'm going to link his GoFundMe in the description box below. I think, it's a worthy cause. He's only asking for $25,000, which in my opinion likely wouldn't cover all of the medical procedures that he needs. Based on what he was saying about his heart, it sounded like it might be a multiple operation type of thing. And I think, it just really seems to be legitimate. He says he's just really struggling and needs some help. So I wanted to share that with you guys in this video. And I'll roll a little clip right here of him actually talking in this interview, courtesy of Hannibal TV.
I have a heart problem as well as the hip that I need replaced. And they have to find out why the heart is not pumping the fluid back out of my feet and calves. Very costly. And
how much is the hip surgery going to cost?
The hip surgery, the revision, is $82,000. However, I do have Medicare, which is paying a substantial amount of that. But I also not only have the hip, the balance of the hip to pay out of pocket, but then whatever heart procedures they have to do. So I really need help with my GoFundMe, so I'm making a plea now to not only wrestling fans, but to folks all over the world, that if you could donate something to my GoFundMe, it would be a tremendous burden off of me to help pay this upcoming bill and an outstanding bill I have now.
So kind of along the same lines as the previous story, we all know that Robby Robinson had put up a GoFundMe account for his sickle cell anemia medical bills. And there's a lot of controversy that kind of stemmed from that initial GoFundMe, the fact that the amount of money needed was raised. There are some Instagram posts that people kind of called into question. And there was a recent Instagram post that several people were sending to me and tagging me in, that people were just saying it looked weird and it looked suspicious. So he put up this post. It's a picture of him and Mike Quinn from back in the day. But the caption says, GoFundMe.com/Robby Robinson Medical Support. It says, RR had a major setback. The right lung had to be flush again due to blood residue found in the lung sacs, which can cause a heart attack or stroke of the brain, which can lead death of the patient. Then this is where it gets interesting, and this is why a lot of people are sending this particular post to me, is because it goes on to say, my name is Dr. Mike Michaels. I'm amazed at RR ability to deal with the pain and the mental setbacks that sickle cell anemia has had on his body, both mentally and physically. So the reason why a lot of people are sending this to me is because obviously in some of Robby Robinson's previous posts, you can kind of tell from the caption that he has some trouble with spelling and grammar, and you can kind of tell it's him writing these captions. And in this caption, there's a lot of grammar issues, a lot of spelling issues. So of course, a lot of people are sending this to me suggesting that it was a scam and suggesting that obviously the doctor did not write this post, but Robby Robinson wrote this post. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I know that the doctor did or didn't write this, or that Robby Robinson did or didn't, but I will say I do think it looks a little bit shady. However, because I did link Billy Graham's GoFundMe in the description box below, I will also be linking Robby Robinson's GoFundMe in the description box below, just in case anyone feels the need to want to go donate. Now, the next story that I have for you guys today is about Josh Lenartowicz, the Australian bodybuilder, who recently announced on his Instagram page that he is signing, or is now signed to, Black Skull Nutrition. So he says, "I'm now officially a Black Skull USA sponsored athlete. Here I am signing my contract on the phone in Rome, Italy, in a cab on the way from the airport with massive excitement for now and the future." So I thought this was an interesting story and newsworthy because obviously in one of my previous news videos a couple days ago, we talked about the fact that Lee Priest recently left Black Skull Nutrition. Lee Priest obviously was also an Australian bodybuilder, and he didn't really have the most positive things to say about Black Skull when he left. So I thought it was interesting both that Josh Lenartowicz signed to Black Skull, and also the fact that Josh is an Australian bodybuilder, and the fact that Lee Priest was an Australian bodybuilder and just left Black Skull, as if they were looking to replace Lee Priest with another bodybuilder that was in that same market and would appeal to the same type of crowd. But I do wish Josh the best. I hope it works out great for him. I saw that he followed me back on Instagram the other day, so I appreciate that, bro. I saw that and I appreciate it. And I wish you the best. So that about wraps it up for the news today, guys. I'm not going to stretch this video out to 10 minutes because, quite frankly, there's not that much going on today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed already. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.